Hi, I'm Kim Darwaza, a realtor with RE/MAX Allegiance in the Northern Virginia suburbs of Washington, D.C. Thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel today to discuss the changes to the newly extended and expanded homebuyer tax credit. The extension and expansion of the tax credit is now beneficial to a broader group of homebuyers and home sellers. The tax credit was originally for first-time home buyers. These are home buyers who had not owned a property in the previous 3 consecutive years. The tax credit has now been expanded to also include homeowners who have lived and owned their property for 5 of the last 8 consecutive years. This is great for homeowners that are looking to move up from possibly a condo to a townhouse or a townhouse to a single-family detached home. It's also great for people who wish to downsize, or retirees or boomers who are looking to, they've lived in their home for a long time and are looking to sell and either downsize, maybe move to an active adult community or to another part of the country. Other great provisions of this tax credit is that they have actually increased the income limits. It has now been increased to $125,000 for a single person and to $225,000 for people who file their income taxes as a married couple. This is really great, especially in the Northern Virginia market, where our salaries tend to be higher than the national average, given that we're one of the richest counties in the United States. But also our housing is just a lot more astronomical than other parts of the country. For those of you that are watching from other parts of the country where you think $125,000 is a lot of money per year, it is definitely a lot per year, but in our marketplace, you cannot buy a single-family home for less than $200,000 in most areas, unlike you can in places like Florida and North Carolina and Texas and the Midwest. So this is important to us. Also, given that it's causing people to have to move further and further out, away from Washington, D.C., where they can get affordable housing, and coupled with the fact that we have one of the worst commuting times in the country. I think we're at number 1 or number 2. I think LA was the worst for a long time, and we might have actually overtaken them in the past few years. So not only is it bad for the environment and your personal sanity to spend half your life in your car, so this will give people the opportunity to maybe move a little closer. And that's another buyer, someone who maybe moved further out, has owned their house for 5 years, can't deal with a commute anymore, and wants to move in closer. Now, this tax credit is up to $8,000 for first-time home buyers, the people who have not owned a home in the past 3 years, or up to 10% of the value of their home, which in our market, basically you're going to get the full $8,000 credit because of the cost of the houses in our market. There's not any houses that really sell for $80,000. There's very few. And secondly, if you can't use it for a house that costs more than $800,000, which generally, if you make $125,000 per year or less, you're not going to be able to afford an $800,000 house. Now, of course, there are exceptions to that, people who maybe have other money, who just work a lower paying job for fun. And also the tax credit for the move up buyers or the people who are downsizing is $6,500. If you owned your house for the previous 5 of 8 years, it's only $6,500. So that's a little difference as well. And it works as a credits. So when you file your income tax return, you'll actually, it's not a deduction. So a credit is definitely better than a deduction. So if you owe $8,000 in taxes or $6,500 in taxes, depending upon which category you fall in, then you will get $8,000 back. And if you owe less, then you'll actually get a refund from the government for the difference. So those are great aspects of that. So if you know anyone who's interested in buying their first home, or possibly, moving up or downsizing, feel free to have them contact me. I'll be more than happy to explain this tax credit to them in more detail and then help them with their home search in Northern Virginia. So thanks for tuning in today, and I look forward to hearing from you.